The beating in your chest is a good thing. Smarter Heart University and Dr. Scott on AM 970, The Apple.
Welcome back to the final segment on your Smarter Heart University. Every year, 20, 30, or $40 billion are spent out of consumers' pockets on complementary and alternative medication services and products. Well, you guys got 2 out of 3. The annual cost, out-of-pocket costs are estimated to exceed about $27 billion. So smack dab in the middle, $30 billion. So how does one protect oneself from diverting their money and their time and their effort to strategies that may not help or even hurt their health, and especially by avoiding, as we said, proven treatments or lifestyle measures? A recent book and a recent web blog both provided very helpful hints at quackery or snake oil selling. So I want to provide you with all of them quickly. Number 1, does the product have any peer scientific review? If not, the product may not stand up to any of our current scientific standards. Number 2, is the seller's work or message, quote unquote, being suppressed by the scientific community? Are they crying out saying that we don't want you to know exactly the secret? Number 3, do they use phrases like major scientific breakthrough, revolutionary, exclusive secret ingredient, or a miraculous ancient remedy? Number 4, do they profess amazing and astounding testimonials? And do you, the consumer, emotionally react to someone just like you who has had a positive experience? Number 5, do they attempt to establish credibility with a doctor or an academic or a scientist from an institute? Number 6, does their claim sound to be too good to be true? All natural, herbal, and wholesome, therefore it absolutely is safe, of course. Number 7, do they simplify the medical rationale to kind of dupe you? For example, a simple hormone injection will improve or reverse your aging life. Number 8, do they use celebrities or associate themselves with well-known scientists? Number 9, do they mislead you with false interpretations of studies or false claims that the product actually works? Number 10, do they recommend using the product, quote unquote, in conjunction with a proven strategy, such as prescription medications or lifestyle changes, which would work on their own? Number 11, do they use numerous disclaimers that contradict or deflect the seller's main intention, such as like, this information isn't medical advice or diagnosis, or this shouldn't be taken as medical advice or information? Basically, this is an obvious attempt by the seller to shrug off any responsibility for the product. Number 12, do they recommend advance payment, or do they promise a money-back guarantee? Now, many websites, folks, are offshore, have offshore origins such as Asia and the Middle East, so good luck with getting their money back. And lastly, number 13, do they claim, quote, we are on your side, or attempt to be your advocate, or have special information that the doctors and the FDA and the American Medical Association do not want you to know? These are just a few of the helpful warnings we can give you in your quest for health and wellness. Now, clearly, consumers have the right and freedom to choose and take whatever they want. This is
America.
It's the land of the home, land of the free and home of the brave. Choose wisely, people. And more importantly, choose safely. The White House Commission in 2002 stated, and this is a good concluding point, there cannot be 2 kinds of medicine, conventional and alternative. There can only be medicine that has been adequately tested, and if found to be reasonably safe and effective, it will be accepted. That's exactly what we were talking about last segment. Assertions and speculation and testimonials do not substitute for the evidence. Now, in 2007, just to give everybody an update, the FDA passed what's known as the Good Manufacturing Practice Law. This finally came into effect, and this is to stop the flow of misrepresented and mislabeled or unsafe approaches and products from being sold to you, the consumer. Now, it's going to cost a number of companies many dollars, millions, to comply in total, and we hope that this somewhat improves some of the billions of dollars, as we just said, spent unwisely or dangerously. It's pretty good, huh?
Completely, yeah. When we look at this, we're not saying don't take this stuff. We're just saying do it in conjunction with your provider. Do it in conjunction with the evidence and the science, because we're taking this so we can live longer and better. Isn't that the whole point? So we want to make sure we're doing it right. That's and then we get to the whole idea of the quality of the compounds that we're talking about. That's why we've worked with a local company to make sure that the stuff that we're recommending is of high quality and we know what's in it, as opposed to just some.
Well, you bring that issue up. We made sure that, number one, we weren't getting paid for it as a consultant,
right,
and we were only using that which we talked about is now considered mainstream. So fish oil or vitamin D or red yeast rice, which now has good medical clinical studies versus statins to be able to do that. We're going to talk about that next week,
yes,
folks. A little tease, but the bottom line is, those are the things that they basically said, all right, what works and what doesn't work? What's been studied? What has evidence? What has clinical evidence, but is considered to be a dietary supplement? Very few. And we've talked about the vitamins. We've talked about the fish oil. See, so that, again, is that overlap of Smarter Heart University from that standpoint. Mm-hmm. Any final words, Dr. Cronhouse?
Well, I think that everybody needs to understand that conventional medicine has years and years and years worth of evidence to back it up, that it's effective and that it's safe for most people in most instances, that it needs to be guided by a physician who has proper training, but that these things that we are talking about that are complementary and alternative should be taken to light, and that not everything is bunk or fish, snake oil or unfounded.
Well, to that converse, not every prescription is safe either.
Absolutely,
and that's the important point. Not every prescription is safe. There's a lot of drug medical interactions. There's a lot of side effects. We just got a phone call. I'm on call today. We just got a phone call. Somebody taking the prescription niacin and had the 1% adverse reaction to that, and everything. There was palpitations, there was advanced flushing, there was feeling of passing out, there was nausea and stomach problems, and that only happens about 1%. And as a lipid specialist, I know that because of how much we prescribe the extended prescription form, and we talked about that last week on vitamin B3. But you know what? I said to her, look, you had that reaction. That is not for you. We're done with it. We'll find another way.
Absolutely.
I specifically said that to her right before we went on the air as we were waiting for the fire trucks to clear us to get into this building. Right. But the bottom line is, that's exactly the point. Rely on your present physician. Rely on your MD, DO. Rely on that person for their advice, okay? You can seek another, opinion in terms of a complementary alternative, but it's best if your conventional, I hate that word, the conventional physician has knowledge. Okay, we just have knowledge. We have some training. We have some background. It's not recognized by any major governmental, body, but that's okay. We know about this, all of it, and the more we know, the more we can help all of you. So that's it for this week. Next week, we're going to have part 2 of the quality or the quackery in complementary and alternative medicine. This time, what actually works, what doesn't work, and what may end up surprising all of us. Thanks for tuning in. Join us daily on www.smarterheartuniversity.com for all of our shows 24/7. Join our Facebook for daily heart updates. Have a great week. Stay safe. And remember, get to it before it gets to you. Have a great day.